What's good, YouTube? It's your boy DJ, and I'm back like the top of your cake. Today we have a tactical rab video. I'll be honest, I know who tactical rab is. Obviously, well, that's probably not obvious, but I'm aware of who tactical rab is. Um, this is something that I want to talk. I want to hear. I do. Am I making sense right now? I want to hear Hicks and Scump talk about this topic because I feel like there's so many things that could be going better with the CDL, but I think it's just what I'm saying. There's no reason for me to just point out every single little thing because they finna get into it right now. But I'm interested to hear what Hicks and Scump and all these guys got to talk about it. So we're finna check this video out. The link to the original video is down below. Like, comment, subscribe, follow me on my socials. Let's check that out. Let's see what they're talking about.
Alright guys, time to go back again today. Hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. And as Ilia is spotted not playing Call of Duty for the first time in recorded history, Hex and Optic Scump definitely have some further words to say on the frustrations that we discussed in yesterday's video, especially with regard to the CDL potentially using the branding of these organisations to their benefit over these last several years, and how things may be improved going forwards. Very much intrigued your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, hitting the like button is the best thing you can do. Tell the channel reach new people, and please do subscribe as well if you have not yet already. First of all, thought this is kind of funny really, given what we discussed last night with Warzone potentially being the third game mode. You guys might remember this back during the Modern Warfare season, I think, kind of the latter half of it, when they did this like Warzone.
How would that work if it's a 4v4? How would Warzone work? Because putting them on a big map is crazy. Putting them on Rebirth Island is even crazy. Cause it's one gunfight and it's over. So it's gonna go down to the final zone. So people just gonna be watching people camp for. How did they plan? I would love to know like how would they plan on running it? Cause that sounds insane in my opinion.
Tawny, and Rambo won the entire thing by driving over Ilia in the truck, and this is just superb stuff. And anyway, yeah, maybe Optic could have used Rambo. Optic Textures now coach every time for a guaranteed W in that third game, if it was Warzone, but thankfully it doesn't seem like that's the case. Then again though, no real fix to control.
Hey, why he's so serious? Obviously, hey, oh y'all can't see it. Hold on. Hey, why are you so serious?
People are on holidays and stuff like this. It's the Christmas period, so I guess the developers aren't really working all that much. At the same time,
hey,
like,
he's so serious right now. That's funny. Nah, y'all gotta see this. Y'all gotta see this. Nah, y'all gotta see this. We gotta go to another angle. Y'all gotta see what he's doing right now. That's crazy.
Raise some questions as to when things actually might change here with the current state of the game, because even some of the guys like Bance Riders, of course, tried to keep up a nice positive, well, sure, on the timeline. Squad Spawn's thumbs up, he gives up, finished 2021 off strong. I cannot. I'm now official breaking point.
Hey, let me know right now. How many players y'all think this is gonna be their last season in the CDL? I'm thinking, let's do an over under 3 or more. I'm doing over 3. I think at least 3 players are retiring after this year. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be during the season, but I think this is their last season. Cause okay, I think a lot of their mindset is, yo, I gotta get one good season on a game I enjoy in before I leave. I think that's a lot of players' mindset. I think that's Scump mindset. I think Scump wants to run another ring, but I think he want to end his career after a game he actually enjoys. Like, cause he's been good at games, but I don't think he actually enjoyed playing some of these games. Like, nobody, like, just be honest, no pro is on their stream right now playing pubs, just enjoying the game. He streams. I said streams. It scrims. Then they getting off doing whatever they're doing. Nobody's playing pubs right now. Nobody is no league play. League play doesn't exist. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing to do right now. Warzone is in a horrible state. You know what I'm saying? So I think they want to end it off on a game they enjoy. So that's my thoughts. So I think we're gonna see at least 3 leave after this year.
Point as Bance, so it seems like even as a guys like Bance, it might be getting to the right state of this game at the present time. And also some thoughts about that really from Exceed right here. The fact that, like, yes, the first 2 cups they had in the challenger side, they weren't done with well, they weren't actually using pro points, right? Or at least there wasn't there was money on the line, but there wasn't official seeding pro points type stuff on the line here because the game wasn't in a good state. Eventually, the challengers were like, look, we don't really want to play these tourneys because the game is broken, right? They ended up playing
the bomb is still in the game
and 2 hard points, and that was because the third game mode in control just isn't in a playable state right now. But as he's saying here, like, hang on a second, we're less than 2 weeks until the actual cup, and of course, well, the season is going to start in 3 and a bit weeks time, I suppose. Right now we have less
Go beyond subscribe.
That's insane that that's still not fixed. Yo, they really don't care. That's crazy.
Less than 2 weeks until the cup, neither of those have been fixed, right? So having a third game mode that works, Search and Destroy having this kind of bomb glitch situation
It's crazy
still
that they're
going
not
on
fixing.
where
They're putting
I
out
guess
like
they might be talking about when you
updates and
pick
Christmas
up the bomb,
updates every
the
week.
guy still tells you when the guy's picked it up, which obviously isn't really good in a competitive setting. So still, I guess people are off on holidays right now, but still, it's not really far away before we were going to get promised some of these fixes that don't seem to be arriving anytime soon. And of course, we can still see that in what the pro players are scrimming right now, because it's still just hardpoint, right? I don't know how much these guys are playing Search and Destroy at all, like if there's even chance that they can play against some other teams. Like back in the day, some of the pro teams might play some of the amateur teams in like some chance, they put some money on the line and just get a decent amateur team to play them in Search and Destroy to get some decent practice without revealing any strats to the pro teams. But I mean, still, in a case like this, we've got just hardpoints being played in scrims still, because control is still basically unplayable right now. So you know, it's just one of these things. Rice video, we go Boston versus Florida last night. Definitely there was some questions about where these guys should be ranked in terms of power rankings. Pretty similar right now, at least in terms of the results in this scrim. Goes 5-3 in favor of the Boston guys, what we imagine is going to be that Boston team. And well, then 18 and cracked, this is the team of Assault, Exceed, Shawnee and Classic. I guess if this had been on land like the Stage 5 Major, then Simp & Co wouldn't have stood a chance. But in this one it goes 8-0. Some of these maps were kind of close, like a video like 248, 250. So almost 18 and cracked, and the guys took a map off phase here. But no, it was 8-0 in their favor. Pretty pretty dominant, all things considered. But look, we don't know, frankly, how these teams are going to fare at control. So far, all we've got to see is how these teams are doing on the hardpoint front. Like, we have no clue really how good these squads are going to be at control. We know FaZe are probably going to be very good because they were drawn into that game mode last year. But still, no one's playing it yet because it's pretty much not in a playable state with the squad spawns the way they are. So many glitches with the game mode as well that maybe will be fixed in the new year. But Exceed doesn't seem to be holding out all that much hope that that'll be the case. So, well, that does raise some questions as to what we actually do for the competitive scene going forwards, and whether another third game mode has to come into play, as Crimson has been describing these last couple of days. So the Optic Textures podcast, of course, that we looked at yesterday, went on this pretty fantastic rant, to be honest. It was about 7-8 minutes. It's from about the 14-minute mark in the episode. If you guys want to check it out, I'll leave a link down below. But there was about a minute or a minute and a half of it that I didn't put in yesterday that I actually thought was pretty interesting that we can dive into today, because well, Hector's really talking about, we did discuss it briefly yesterday, the fact that back in the day the World Championship used to be in April for the reason like to create this kind of second wind in the season.
It's hilarious how serious he is during this. I'm just staring at him right now. Yo, that's the funniest shit ever. But just pay attention to his face while he's talking.
It's a great example of when Hex goes on to say right here that actually there was some team skins in the game, especially Advanced Warfare, other games as well. There's the Optic guys and the other organizations and the brands would basically be making these guys money by having their own organization involved, and like, you know, people wanted to buy the team packs and the team skins because of the organizations themselves. So it seems kind of frustrated the fact that we've seen this in the past really with the signatures, we'll look at here in a second, that the CDL and even pre-CDL as well are kind of using the organizations and like well, the following that they have and some of the players themselves to make money, but they're not necessarily giving all that much return in terms of resources.
Bro, I would love, I'm pretty sure it never happened, like obviously it never happened, but imagine if somebody was just on the low sneakily sneaking and recording all the owner meetings and just leaked it one day. Like the owner meetings where they just saying all the stuff that they like to have, and just hearing what the, you know what I'm saying? Not the league, because apparently the league is on their side, but like hearing what like the Devs or like the Dev support team, whoever, like is hearing their input. I would love to hear their responses to some of these stuff or the things that they brought up in meetings that just fell through or never happened. I would love to hear that.
Well, you can see he gets pretty visibly frustrated, and at the end he says, look, yeah, if we just had the resources, we could make this thing work a lot better than kind of a one-way dynamic that maybe there is right now.
They could. I mean, but what I'm saying is, like, I know that the league ops, the people that are running this thing, want this thing to succeed. It's not on them. It's on the developers, and it's on the lawyers, and it's on the people that are making $1 billion, business making $1 billion a year. They're like, why would you with that? There's a reason why Champs was in the middle of the season in the past. Remember that? Did we forget about the fact that it was in April? Like, in April? And why? Because they needed that other uptick. They needed to, and all this shit about, like, hey, we've been supporting Call of Duty for a long time. No. They haven't. Like, every single time that they did that, skins were sold off of our backs, off of organizations like mine, who have been creating content from the beginning of time to grow this scene, and us paying his flight in his hotel to get there and create the content that's going to continue drag in an audience to buy more skins.
Yo, I was just thinking about this today. I ain't gonna pause it because it's gonna take too long. But like, it blows my mind that Optic and 100 T are like the only teams putting out like quality, consistent, innovative content. Like, cause like earlier I was watching like Nate Shot and Courage. They interviewed Booga, and it just like mid interview I had just thought about like Booga is on Sentinels. They're on the hunt. They obviously they're owners of 100 Thieves, and they're interviewing a player from another organization. I don't think another organization has ever interviewed or did a podcast with or did content with a player that's on another org. Like I don't know why that's just like the fact that that's never happened is insane to me. Like I've seen Hex interview players from every org or every content creators from every org. I've seen Nate Shot and Courage do content with players, content creators from all types of orgs. They're the only no other org is doing content or you know what I'm saying? You know, you go I'm going with this. Like no other org is making content or talking to or interviewing like players from different orgs. And I think this is mind blowing that even something that small isn't being done. You know what I'm saying?
Previously as well, for example, back in 2020 Modern Warfare, when for Champs 2020, the players' signatures came out in the game. Pretty cool addition, to be honest, right? These type of things that should be in every single game, really. But they did arrive in the end to Modern Warfare. But
yeah, they came so late that people didn't care no more. Like, I don't like half of the players wasn't in one on that team no more. Half of the players had got dropped. Some had retired. Like the rosters had changed completely. So these didn't even age as well as they could have.
The Huntsman signatures were not available, right? And I think Hex has talked about this before, the fact that like if he and the Optic guys, or at least Huntsman as it was at the time, are not getting quite enough in return to putting their signatures in the game, then they're just straight up not going to do it, right? So there was the CDL signature pack that came out at the time. Pretty much all the pro players had one in here, but the Huntsman guys weren't there, right? And maybe that's kind of goes along the similar lines here. The fact that if Hex and the Optic guys put their stuff in, they're probably going to be the biggest driver of sales to that particular product, but they don't necessarily receive a disproportionate amount of the revenue for driving those sales. Kind of goes on with the whole theme of the CDL and even pre-CDL for kind of using the pro teams for benefits without necessarily giving all that much in return for them, right? So it definitely does indicate maybe some frustrations there and some things that could potentially be fixed going forwards. And SCUMP seems to kind of agree with it as well. The way it was like, you think they're using us, and the Hex like, yeah, pretty much 100%. That has been the case for several years. This also just to kind of show how things are situated right now with Vanguard, I thought was kind of funny. We know that Ilia is like the biggest grinder of Call of Duty in the world. He loves COD. He's never going to get off Call of Duty from any time
in his free time. He's not
even
playing.
Healy has been forced off Vanguard
No
just with the
pro
state
is
of this game right now. As Grimsy says,
in their
want to
free
know how bad
time,
Vanguard is.
which is
It's got
insane.
Ilia playing a Halo Chal, so he's playing some sort of 3 versus 3 Chal right here on Halo, like with Mohawk and Scrappy against some of these guys on this Pro Loot. Sparta, I'm not exactly sure who this guy in the middle is, but they win the Chal anyway, at least in this particular map. And just goes to show really, like Ilia will never get off Call of Duty for anything, but it seems like this time around, like this was enough to force him off the game. As he said to reply, after what I had to go through to get my ARs and subs diamonds, I just straight up could not handle it anymore. I can't imagine what it's like playing public matches on this game to try and get sub diamonds. That would really wear you out, right? If it's not bad enough playing scrims and 8s and all this type of stuff, playing public matches on this game like that, I can't imagine going through that. So fair play to Willie, but he's having to hop off the game a little bit to try and get his breath back. And other pros kind of realise this as well, as Slasher says Jesus in the replies, because if it's the case that Lily's getting off the game, that's not the greatest sign, right? Because this guy never gets off the game. So if he's getting off Call of Duty and hopping on something else, even if only for a brief period of time, it's maybe not the greatest sign that the Vanguard game is particularly well loved within the professional scene, as we may well have realised already. Maybe, as we talked about earlier in the video, some overhauls will come at the start of January that will take this game to the next level. It tends to be the case where some things start to change at the start of the new year, but still by no means guaranteed that anything actually is going to improve the game. So far, every single update we've had, something it might be 1 step forward, 2 steps backwards, to be honest, in some of the things that will tend to get changed and get even worse. This I also thought I'd mention real quick just because, well, Crimsix kind of replies to it, and Crim and TSM Myth kind of had their beef for a while. Just interesting to see Myth leave TSM really after such a long period of time, but I do wonder if we will ever kind of get this Crimsix versus Myth battle, because there was the talk about like controller players, like Myth would never put a controller player in his top 10 esports players of all time, and Crim kind of wanted to, well, get him in the ring for that one, so maybe this will happen more likely now he's left TSM, but tough to say. But also just to finish off the video with this here, because I thought this is beautiful, really. This is, well, this is Call of Duty Mobile. I played a bit of this back in, I guess it was it must have been 2019. Whenever this game came out, I actually played a bit of it, and it's pretty good fun, really. Now, some people are just incredible at playing this game.
Mobile.
There's, I think, especially in the Asian regions, like, I think this is like Japan, or, you know, these players are from, but also this region in general.
Guess what?
It's just like, this
Guess what? It's Blackout. It's pretty much Black Ops 4. COD Mobile is Black Ops 4. They know what's right.
Massive. And also, these guys are absolutely cracked on their iPads. Like, it's just phenomenal stuff. And I mean, look at this game, right? We've got all the best weapons in Call of Duty history with some nice attachments and stuff like this. They're playing standoff, they're playing raid, they're playing, I mean, like, this guy's absolutely out of control. I mean, look at this. We've got raid, we've got, I mean, whatever game mode they're playing right here. It looks like a hardpoint, to be honest. And they've got firing range. Oh my god. This, you know, I'm sure Najor's looking at this and he's thinking, wow, Call of Duty Mobile looks way better than Vanguard. And to be fair, it's probably been better than the last several Call of Duties we've played. This is what some people would love to see from the competitive scene. Have like a dedicated competitive title, which is kind of like a Black Ops 2 remastered, or just a best of Call of Duty. Like, you guys might remember, was it called COD Online or something? It was like, well, I think it was a Chinese version of the game, really. But COD Mobile is actually very similar to that. And I mean, you even got the HBR, right? Whatever the variant of the HBR was called, that looked like this. Just, I mean, yeah, phenomenal scenes. Maybe that'll be the case one day, or maybe the pros just say, well, plug in a controller and play this game as the game going forward. It's tough to say. But yeah, very much intrigued your thoughts and all this stuff in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it,
shout out to the kid. Shout out to the kid, Tactical Rap. You know what I'm saying? He looks so different in this. What? Yo, shout out to Tactical Rap, man. Dope video. He can talk. He can talk for a while too. That was 12 minutes non-stop. I don't know how much he edit these videos, but he can talk. Hey man, shout out to Tactical Rap. Link to his original video down below. Like, comment other videos y'all like to see me react to from whatever content creator. Like, comment, subscribe, follow me on my socials. Thanks for watching. I'm out.